Even though you've like achieved so much more than many bands, like you're playing arenas around the world, how do you feel when people criticize like the evolution of the band? Does that still get to you? Or you just shove that aside?
I mean, you can't say it don't get to you
Yeah.
because if you spent a year on a record, it's always going to sting a little bit. But at the same time, we understand that that's what's going to happen. Do you know what I mean? You can't please everyone, and there's people that are like our band for one type of sound or one type of vibe that we've done, and they just don't want us to change that. And it's understandable. Do you know what I mean? I used to be like that when I was a kid. I used to get some records that everyone else was saying were seminal, and I was like, this is nowhere near as good as the last record. And it might have been because it weren't heavy enough, or it lacked something that I thought made that band special. And as you grow up, you start to realize what they were doing, because they were getting older and they were wanting to push themselves and do something different, and you start to respect those records more. And I think we've almost got to wait for that to happen with some of our fans, where like it's going to take them a while to get it. It might take a couple of months, might take a year, they might never get it. But at the same time, it's not. End of the day, there's a bunch of people saying they hate it, but there's a bunch of people saying they absolutely love it. It's the best thing we've ever done, and that's what's important. It's not that everyone's going, this isn't as good as their other stuff.
And you can't go, mate, you'll like it in 10 years. Right?
Like
commenting back furiously at everyone. Have you ever clapped back online? I mean, it's like so easy for people to.
I'm the worst for this.
You do
Oh my god, yeah, I always get sucked in. I very rarely do, but I mean, I just, things get to me more than you, I would say. So usually, like, that's a good thing about like the band is like, if things do get you down or like comments and stuff bother you, usually like if you kind of vent to other people, they can like give you a bit of perspective, sort of thing. But yeah, I'm not so bad anymore. I don't really check it as much now. But yeah, a few times I got a good one yesterday. Someone called me an ugly bastard. Can I say that?
Huh?
Randomly, like I had he just said ugly bastard. I was like, oh, thanks. I thought it was funny. Usually I find them funny, but. Yeah.
Jordan, Mr. Fish here, has a lot of great points, specifically about being different. If you're getting hate, maybe you might be on the right track. If you're dividing, 50% of the people hate you, that means 50% of the people love you. That whole kind of mantra that, you've heard on and on and on. I think an issue that we have in kind of the rock genre is we all tend to copy our influences. And it takes a long time to kind of find our own sound and not be copying the bands we looked up to. Something I've been trying to do, and I think it's important, is to take the spirit and the flavor of people you look up to or bands that you admire, but make it your own. Give it your own flavor. Give it your own taste. Add some different spices in there, because if you're just copying a band that's already around, specifically if they're still touring and releasing music, why would anybody listen to you when they could listen to the original band? I know some bands make it copying other artists, like Greta Van Fleet's one of the bands that pops to my mind. I think it's just very important to find your own sound, and something Bring Me the Horizon is always done is they're ahead of the curve. When nu metal was dying, or like metal and whatever genre they were was dying, before it even died, they pivoted into more like electronic elements before any other band was doing it. They're catching the waves as they're the highest instead of catching them later like a lot of bands do, and I think that's why they've been so relevant for so long, is they've changed their sound. Don't be afraid to try new things, add new elements. Just because you're a rock band doesn't mean you can't have keys. It doesn't mean you can't have a sample pad and do some unique sounds that kind of maybe make you a little different. It might not work, but it might, and you don't know until you try. I think, we tend to be closed-minded, like, no, it needs to be a guitar, bass, drums, and vocals, nothing else. That's not rock. Like, it can still be rock if you add other elements. We don't need to pigeonhole ourselves in an already, like, small and decreasing in popularity genre. That's my 2 cents. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, click the thumbs up button twice. Subscribe if you like, and stay tuned for the next one.